I I well, I want to say good morning. Mm. It's hard, but it's fair. I'm fixing a little my stuff here. So okay, there we go. That's how we go. That's how we go. Okay. Okay. I've been experimenting this morning on my my thing here. I'm just trying to check it out. All right. All right then. Mm. Hard, but it's fair. Well, the clock on the wall says it's 7:07 in the morning on this Wednesday morning. Believe it or not, it's Wednesday already in the capital city of Alabama, which we call, or they call it, they call it a lot of things. Montgomery. I call it Montgomery. There's some people that call it other things, but I don't. I do not. Do not consult my city. After all, I know this place better than I do my own hometown. So, okay, yeah, it's all right to me. Feel like it better than Honolulu. I don't like it better than Tacoma, but I do like it better than Honolulu. I'm just okay. Let's tail that for the moment. Good morning to everybody. Hope that they find everybody doing well. It's time for the weather, of course, and then we will get to our daily bread. Uno momento. If you're just now rising right now, the temperature outside is 78 degrees outside. Excuse me, 76 degrees outside, and today is going to be a little bit like it was yesterday. There's a 2% chance of precipitation today. That's right, just 2%. That's it. On tonight, a low of 75, a few clouds, low near 75 degrees, winds light and variable. On tomorrow, 24% chance of rain or some sort of precipitation. Sunny along with a few clouds on tomorrow, but other than that, it's pretty much going to be the same story as yesterday and the day before and the day before. I'm not complaining. It's summertime. It's supposed to be hot in the summer. Although I must admit it's been trying on me out there in the street. But hey, don't worry about it. I'll be coming. If you live in District 3, I'll be coming to a street near you soon. Me and my signs. I'll be coming. So you look out there and there's a guy in the middle of the street, holding up signs. It's gonna be me. Yeah, I'm out there saying hi to the people out there. Hi to my potential voters. That's what I'm doing out there. Okay, so good morning to you. Hope that they find everybody well. Right now, it is time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something that will change your perspective. I'll give you a new one. But either way, it's good for the soul. As a matter of fact, the reason why we call this show Decisions is because everything we do requires us to make one. And even when we don't make one, well, we just made one. You see, you can't get around it. You can't go under it. You can't even go through it. It is what it is. That has got to be one of the most profound sayings of all times that we don't pay as much attention. It is what it is. From a philosophical standpoint, that's absolutely true. It is what it is. Okay, so, and what this is our daily bread. So we'll be back. Uno momento. So hang loose. We'll be back. Hopefully the good Lord says the same. It is what it is. I love that. We'll be back.
Thankful for life and the love we share.
When you open the pages of Scripture, remember that they are pointing to Jesus. Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Today's reading, titled More Than Hacks, was written by Dave Brannon. I recently found a hack, a clever solution to a tricky problem, when one of my grandchildren warmed her toy rabbit on our fireplace glass. The resulting globs of fake bunny fur weren't pretty, but a fireplace expert provided a great hack, a tip for how to make the glass look like new. It worked, and now we no longer allow stuffed animals near the fireplace. I bring up hacks because sometimes we can view Scripture as a collection of hacks, tips to make life easier. While it's true that the Bible has much to say about how to live a Christ-honoring new life, that's not the only purpose of the book. What Scripture provides for us is a solution for mankind's greatest need: rescue from sin and eternal separation from God. From the promise of salvation in Genesis 3:15, all the way to the true hope of a new heaven and new earth in Revelation 21, the Bible explains that God has an eternal plan for rescuing us from our sin and allowing us to enjoy fellowship with Him. In every story and every suggestion for how to live, the Bible is pointing us to Jesus, the only one who can solve our biggest problem. When we open God's book, may we remember that we're looking for Jesus, the rescue He offers, and how to live as His children. He's provided the greatest solution of all. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is Psalm 111. I will extol the Lord with all my heart, in the counsel of the upright, and in the assembly. Great are the works of the Lord. They are pondered by all who delight in them. Glorious and majestic are His deeds, and His righteousness endures forever. He has caused His wonders to be remembered. The Lord is gracious and compassionate. He provides food for those who fear Him. He remembers His covenant forever. He has shown His people the power of His works, giving them the lands of other nations. The works of His hands are faithful and just. All His precepts are trustworthy. They are established forever and ever, enacted in faithfulness and uprightness. He provided redemption for His people. He ordained His covenant forever. Holy and awesome is His name. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. All who follow His precepts have good understanding. To Him belongs eternal praise. Let's pray. Father, thank You for the gift of the Scriptures and the way they point us to Jesus. Please help us handle them wisely and with love, so that people would see You clearly and give themselves over to You. Thank You, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray, Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
On the rise and shine. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Okay, we got it. We got it. I got you. All right, my granddad. I was trying to get it set. Listen, I got it. Oh, let me put this thing back on. Um, there's a couple, and before I get into any serious conversation, 8 o'clock this morning, I'm going to be joined by L. Milliner. Now, L. Milliner is what I'd call a diehard conservative. At least I mean, at least he acts like one anyway. I mean, he's pretty dogmatic about the things he believes, and like all of us should be, I guess. Um, but we're gonna have him on to talk to us and because he's I don't really think he likes the mayor very much, and and things of that nature. But that's okay. We're gonna talk to L this morning. L. Milliner. Milliner. I think it's is it Ner or I think it's Milliner. Milliner. ER. Okay. We call him L. And he's been on he's been on with me before. But he always is interested. It's kind of going to be difficult to change his mind about anything, but I always say that logic and reason at some point has to be part of your decision making process. It has to be. Because if it isn't, then what is all this worth? Also, want to thank our sponsors of our show, One Stop Wireless, okay, Bill and Pay, mobile phone service located at 3445 Atlanta Highway, right here in Montgomery. I'm telling you, one of the things right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. And one of the things they do that other people won't do, they will take an old phone that you got, and if at all possible, even if you got it from somebody else, AT&T, Verizon, doesn't make any T-Mobile, they can still take because you own the phone. Whether you paid for it or not, that's up between you and them. But you own the phone, and that phone can be put on another service as long as it's not locked and all that kind of thing. And they can do that for you, so you don't have to buy no phone. And they got prices from $25 a month on up to $45 a month. Okay, for internet service on it and cell phone service and stuff like that on there. You might want to give them a call. Okay, 320-2988. 320-2988 is probably you want to call them. Okay, and see if you can get that phone. You got to set in your drawer. I got 5 of them sitting in the drawer. I like chasing the numbers, right? Oh, give me Apple iPhone 1, give me that one. iPhone 5, give me that one. iPhone 10, give me that one. iPhone 11, give me that one. Hey, let's not miss 12. Give me that one. 13, hey, I got to have it. I mean, since this whole technology craze came out, I don't know how much money I have given Apple. I'm not giving them anymore because I finally looked in the mirror one day and said, that's why there ain't no groceries in the refrigerator because I have given all my money away to Apple. And then we worry about us poor people. And then we worry about why we broke. And we blame them for making money off of us when we voluntarily give them our money. How sick is that? That's got to be sick. I mean, that really is sick. I mean, that is, yeah, you can't. We can't keep giving people your money and then complain about them taking the money. Okay, you just can't. Now, one more before I can get into any serious conversation. Can somebody tell me, part of my platform is culture, and how do we change that culture? It's not just in Montgomery, Alabama. It's all across urban America. Urban America, there's this thing about fighting. Now, one of these days, some of these people, and I don't know who Fannie Gills is, but I like her stuff. I mean, I don't know who she is, but I like I like her. She always seems to be where there's a good fight. Okay, always seems good. Listen, she's not fighting. She's just watching these idiots fight each other. Okay, and I'm okay. I mean, it's good entertainment. I mean, I like watching Gunsmoke too, even though I don't go around carrying a gun. Anybody, I like Gunsmoke, Rawhide, and all those Wagon Train, all them old movies. I'm still watching them like a lot of old people are. Okay. interesting. Well, I got you. But so there's a woman named Fannie Gills who makes her living now. Well, I know she makes a living at it now, but she's out there, um, trying to bring us the stories. Bring us the story. That's what she's trying to do. So they say Democrat Shamari Figures voted against the Montgomery Airport funding from Trump administration that now he takes credit for. Well, you got to do what you got to do. I own 400 shares of Apple. Thank you, Kat. Hey, listen. I'm going to sleep a whole lot better tonight to know that I put some more money in your pocket. Okay, I just want to let you know that I'm part of the reason why you're rich, why you're financially stable right now, because of people like me. I just just trying to help you out. That's all. Okay, 400 shares, huh? That's worth a little bit of change. I think isn't Apple isn't it a company worth trillions of dollars now, not millions? I'm up in the but anyway, I want to show you guys something here because I think this is interesting. I think this is interesting. Now, this happened at Walmart the other day, and when I say we need to change the culture, this is what I am talking about, because even we now, the folks whose folks are involved in this kind of thing, even us is kind of intrigued by the stupidity of young folks of today. Okay, we really are. We just kind of this I just having a Walmart on. I forgot which one it is in Montgomery, but this is it. Again, another a culture, an issue of culture. Okay, if I can get, well, I don't have no sound on it, so but anyway, this is a local Walmart, and I don't get it. Women, guys. Guys are sort of, warriors of sorts. We've been fighting our whole life, so there's nothing new about this. But now the females of this generation, it just feel like they got to fight. I thought the thing had some sound to it, but maybe it don't. I don't know. Maybe she turned the sound off. I don't know. But anyway, another fight at Walmart. Another fight. Young people. Another fight. I don't know who told women that somehow this is the way to act as a young lady. I just don't. I just don't get it. I'm confused. I just don't know. I don't know where this came from. Where this and listen, look at that. Look at that. And first of all, if you're gonna wear ugly ass wig, why not have it the same color as your hair? And that big old girl right there knocking the hell out of somebody. See, one of these days, somebody gonna get shot or killed for beating on somebody, and then they're gonna talk about how good their kid was. Oh, he wouldn't do nothing to hurt nobody. And women, I mean, this is women right here. Look at, see right there. Now, you know how you can tell when a woman's finna hit you? You see her shoulder squared back right there? That means she's gonna try to knock the hell out you. Now, the other woman, that right there, she's just laying back because she don't know it's coming. See, I can tell it's coming right there. See, you see the way she's tag right there. Yeah. I just want to hold on for a second. I gotta get you back online here. Okay, let's stop that screen right there. Let's go to this screen right there. Hold on 1 second, and I'll be right with you because I know you got something to say because you always do this. You did this kind of thing for a long time, and I'm sure you have some input on this. Okay, then let me see now. Put that right there. Okay, let's see. Steve, are you there? Excuse me. Simpler Days, are you there?
I'm here. Just call me, Mayor. By whatever name you want to call me, just call me.
Yeah.
LT, Simpler Days.
Yeah, okay.
I got multiple handles, man.
Yeah. But have you ever seen such a time where women, young ladies, fight like heathens in the streets? in my. Do they do it any place besides Montgomery?
Oh yeah, I mean this is a phenomenon going on. I never will forget. I was working a football game at Crampton Bowl, and I was back there on the Hall Street gate. And back then, before they had all the kids had cell phones, they had a payphone hanging on the wall by the concession stand, and people would call their friends, their parents on it. Well, this one girl that got on there too long, and I was standing there watching it, and there were 2 or 3 other girls wanting to get on the phone. And finally, this girl comes up and tells her to get off the phone. Well, she turns around and pushes her, and then they're getting ready. So I get in the middle of it, and all I'm hearing is, you're disrespecting me. You're disrespecting me. So I got one of the girls, and I said, look, if you want people to respect you, you got to respect yourself. And I said, don't be doing that out. You know, all these kids, all these people lined up watching, they're watching that. What kind of respect do you think you're going to get? And so I don't know whether it did any good or not, but nobody went to jail, and we got them broke up. But it's just, somebody's got to tell them, and they're not getting it evidently at home. They're not getting it through social media. They're not getting it through the music they listen to. Somebody's got to tell them, that, just like you just said, that this is unacceptable behavior in a civilized society.
Right. Well, now hold on. Now this right here, this comment right here is why we're still there. There are so many other topics you can start a Facebook page with to help our community by providing solutions. What is the biggest issue in Montgomery right now? What is the biggest issue in Montgomery? The biggest issue in Montgomery is crime and hedonistic behavior of our young folks in the town. Okay.
Well, you know, they used to say the same thing about sexual assault, domestic violence. You know, let's keep our head. You know, it occurs over there, but it doesn't occur on our side of town, and they're the ones that, you know, I've heard all that. But anyway, Mayor, I mean, it's just, they need to go ahead and set up one of those big old, and they could do it out of the Coliseum. They could put the chain, you know, like the old Texas chainsaw, Texas death match, where they got the barbed wire around it, and they put them in there and they let them fight, and just let them fight.
Yeah, till they get tired.
Till they get tired.
Yeah, till they get tired. And you know, we could probably make money doing that. You know.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, going back to the old Roman days, you know, in you know, in feeding the Christians and the gladiators, all that.
Yeah. Maybe
we had a show.
Maybe that's the reason we haven't gotten rid of the Coliseum yet. We're preparing it to, like the Romans did, to entertain us with barbarism, and while they getting rich eating those strawberries and stuff up there in the gladiator, in the whatever you call the high guy at that time, Caesar, whoever the hell he is. Maybe that's
the old emperor. And see, as you as a prospective council member, you're progressively thinking ahead how we could use that Coliseum for better use.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, hey, Mayor, my buddy from Birmingham called me yesterday, and he said, we saw your number one crime fighting to old Doo-Doo. He said, we saw Doo-Doo, and he said, we want to know if we can use him up here.
Who's Doo-Doo?
That's Hatcher. You didn't see where old Hatcher? Oh, you got to look on. You behind the news. You got to get caught up.
Well, I guess you talking about Kirk Hatcher?
The old violence prevention office is making news again.
But now, to be fair, and I mean, I'm all about fairness. To be fair, if my name was Joe Smith and I worked at McDonald's and they caught me with some dope at home, they wouldn't put me all over, the newspaper in Birmingham and all that stuff. I mean, you can't be responsible. The mayor or anybody else can't be responsible if people go bad.
Did you see all the criminal activity that old Hatcher's been involved in?
Well, no, I haven't. But I mean, but I can't blame the organization that he part of for that. Now they may did a bad job of what do you call that? When
Vetting people.
Right? They may have did a bad job of vetting them, but I can't blame the organization itself. It's a good move, save our streets. Although they was trying to save it, I guess, so they could have somebody sell something to. I don't know, but again, I can't blame the organization for that. It's a bad apple.
Well, if you get on that city council and this hasn't happened, then you need to make a motion.
Yeah.
Because if that city council wants to have credibility, any of those people, somebody needs to make a motion that there needs to be an independent forensic audit of the Office of Violence Prevention. Because when you got that too many shady people involved in it, you need to know where the money has gone and who's had their hands on it.
Yeah, no doubt. It needs it has some issues, but again, I'm not blaming. Somebody needs to get fired for hiring these people. We don't need to dispense with the organization. Well, we don't need to get rid of the Office of Violence Prevention. We need to rename it. It's not Office of Violence. It don't prevent violence. And I've said that since the beginning of it. It don't prevent. How about the Office of Violence Help? Because help people who are victims of the violence. But that's a dumbest thing.
Well, evidently, all those women fighting out there at Walmart, they didn't hear about it.
They didn't hear about OVP. No, they haven't heard about it.
They don't fear it.
No, they don't.
They don't. You don't pay your taxes because you respect the IRS. You pay your taxes because you fear the consequences of what will happen if you don't. Evidently, to fight like that in open, in public, in a store like that.
It's a cultural thing.
But they don't fear the consequences. They don't fear what's going to happen to them.
But what really irks me, men be standing, men, MEN, or at least let's say males be standing around watching these young ladies act this way because of our culture and don't try to stop. Used to be, at least I was coming. If you saw two women fighting, you tried to stop them.
One of them may have a gun on them, and one of them may have an associate friend, that may have a gun on them. That's like up there at the mall in Birmingham, but I guarantee you, there's going to be a bookend to this. There's going to be another chapter because they're going to see each other again.
Yep.
Somebody's going to say something, and it's going to be on again because they don't have the ability to say this isn't right.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Hey, appreciate it.
Hey, before I go, how long do you think it's going to be? Looks like Florida's headed towards the first black governor.
Looks that way, and a Republican. Look.
And how long do you think it's going to be? Let's see what the betting line is out of Las Vegas before the old group, the ones probably like 50 Cal Joe start saying it was rigged and start calling him an Uncle Tom and all those names that they'll come up with. How long do you think it's going to be?
Yeah, I'm going to err on the side of what I think will happen. And I don't think they're going to call him an Uncle Tom. I don't think he has. Now, that man is a man of class and intelligence. And
you don't think that Supreme Court Judge Clarence Thomas isn't that?
Oh, absolutely. I think, but again, he came along in the 90s. And it was popular. It was popular then to call a black man who didn't believe like other black folks did, Uncle Tom, Uncle John, and Uncle Terry. And so when people call me that, how you know I'm your uncle? Where your mom at? Okay. So it don't bother me that way that more, but and I don't think it bothers him. He's still getting a check every month, and his name will always be ensconced in stone in perpetuity of being a Supreme Court Justice of the United States of America. Until there is no more America, he'll be part of that history. So I don't really think he's that for it. It's frustrating to think that people are that ignorant. It's just frustrating that we give you free school, free education, and it don't do you any good. Because being Uncle Tom's actually a compliment. They don't know that.
Well, against all odds, against gerrymandering, against not giving them water, somehow that black man in Florida is probably going to be the next governor of that big state.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Have a good day, Mayor.
Yeah, appreciate it. Now, let me see. Now, somebody's always got, okay. Kevin, you're doing the same as those men that stand in. No, I'm not. Because if I'm there, I'm trying to stop them. No, I'm not. They like seeing that crap. Education, I didn't say education was free. We giving them a free education. In America, public education is free to the student. Of course, it costs somebody something, but it isn't free. It didn't. Where I'm from, we actually had to pay to go to school. We had to pay school fees to go to school, and they haven't had that was in the 60s. So we haven't had to pay school fees to go to school in a long time. So it is a free education to the learner, to the potential learner. The court's still out whether or not they're excellent. They're standing around reposting. Hey, listen, I didn't put the what did Ralph Featherstone say? If you don't want to hear about it, don't let it happen. Okay, I don't care. I'm so fed up with the shenanigans of young folks. I'm just absolutely fed up. I don't care what they look like now. There is no way in the hell my two boys would ever been out there doing anything like that because they had a dad that gonna get in their grits. Okay, so this is what happens when you don't have a father around to take care of some of this. Okay, this is what happened, and we evidently have accepted the fact that dads are not important. Evidently, we have. Okay, so I got nothing to do with me. Name calling fits your belief about your own community. Well, I live in this community. If you can take heat, if you can't take, listen, I take it. Don't bother me. I don't have any daughters out there fighting. I don't have any sons out there on the street fighting. And somebody said, "What's your greatest accomplishment?" Well, I will tell you this much. Now, this is going to sound kind of, whiny. However, my greatest accomplishment, I got two boys named Zarel and Emmanuel, who you don't know anything about. You know why? Because they've never been in trouble. They don't go out, hang around. I got my boy who's living in Colorado now, who's doing his thing. My young fella, he's doing his thing here. If I don't accomplish anything, if history decides to write me out of it, as if I never existed, I tell you what, I'll be proud that my two boys are not on and there are a lot of people who are proud. I will be proud that my two boys have never made the blotter of the Montgomery Police Department, and mainly because of Dad. Okay, so if I don't do anything else, to me that it is tough. It is tough raising kids in a society where they don't want you to raise them, because the governor builds prisons, and you got to put somebody in them. Okay, you got to put somebody in the prison. Yeah, 5,500 bed prison is on the way. And the nice thing about that, my young boys, my young men, won't be part of the population of that prison because Dad was around. So listen, you can just kiss my ever-loving grits about anything else. Okay. So, and somebody said, "What are your accomplishments?" You just don't know the things I have done, my friend. And if you tell everybody else that you did them, it sounds like you're bragging, especially when I didn't do it by myself. I did it with the help of many citizens in Montgomery for years. And I try to do it every year, even now. I try to reach out and help people that I can. And my motto has always been, you cannot help everybody, but we can help somebody. And if everybody gets a little bit, then we probably can help a lot. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So y'all can kiss my butt about that. Okay, yeah. I would say the other thing, but I got too much class for that. Good morning.
Good morning, Kevin. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Before I get started here, this Big Daddy Sebang said some things about me. I don't believe I've ever heard anybody named Big Daddy that wasn't about 300 pounds overweight. How does this Big Daddy look?
Well, I don't have a clue.
But, you know, he comments about me. But every Big Daddy I know is about 300 pounds over. Whose culture you want to change?
The culture of ratchetness.
How about Negro culture? Did you see where they destroyed the fair in Wisconsin, where they're driving the cars and look at the, you know, I thought you used to say that there wasn't mass murders. Look at the last mass murders around. It's Negroes.
And again, you know, all I know is my kids ain't part of it.
And you're a great dad. I know you're going to your kid. Ain't the one in Colorado left his grandkid, his child by himself to live without a father? I lost you there.
You got, you know, what you don't know is what you don't know. And I would wish.
Well, I know you playing the songs and music, and he's in Colorado.
If you really want to,
ain't that the one that busted you? You co-signed on it.
If you want to continue to call this show, then you know that's your last shot, my friend. That's your last shot. If my son was here to answer your question, that's fine. I can't answer questions for my son. All I know is that he's a grown man and he can talk for himself. I'm just telling, as they were coming up, he was never, everybody has got issues. None of us are perfect. Okay. I don't get involved in people's lives. So now if you ever want to call this show again, okay, that's the last time that you get to vilify something about me or anybody else that you don't know anything about. Okay. If that's the way you want it, that's the way we'll do it. I'm pretty much sick and tired of you. Okay. If you ask me if people make mistakes in life, sure they do. I have made plenty. Probably got some more that's got to be made that I don't know about. Okay. I don't get in personal attacks on people. I get on positions that people hold. None of us are perfect. Okay. My son's a pretty good kid. I don't get in personal. Good morning.
Sergeant Elkins.
Yes, sir.
I want to talk about these content creators. You was talking about, I think, Fancy Gills.
Yeah.
And all of the reporting that she does.
Mm-hmm.
What is the crux of, you think, these content creators? What does she report on?
Oh, she reports on fights and savagery that's going on out in the streets.
Murder, crime, fighting.
Yeah.
These content creators, Kevin, if I rode around and had a radio scanner to the county and to the city,
mm-hmm.
and all I did was showed up at every accident scene and went live, you would think nobody in Montgomery could drive, because all of my content was every time there's an accident in Montgomery, live on the scene, Willie Durham, there's another car accident, 2-car pileup, this person injured. If all I did was create content on accident, would that create a bias or a narrative?
Well, I don't. These things are still happening, whether or not they're reported or not.
But you would think that, and so that they're happening. But when you start to put it in your psyche every day, so and that's what people are not realizing. Content creators can shape narratives.
Mm-hmm.
And so you'll start to see people on Nextdoor app. You'll start to see people because all they see is negative content.
You already see it. That's where I got that from. I went on the Nextdoor app looking for things, and all of a sudden, bam! This hit me all in the face. I said, "Well," but you know.
And then you'll start to see comments. That's why I move out of Montgomery. That's why I get the hell out of Montgomery. If you're not careful, Kevin,
mm-hmm.
the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. You ever heard the song, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye?
Oh, yeah.
What was that song about?
What's going on? What about Vietnam? It wasn't about Vietnam.
No. Why are we treating each other? Why are we killing each other? Why are you? It was about black on black crime.
Yeah, and about drugs and stuff. Yeah. So it's been a while.
You ever heard of Frankie Beverly and Mays? We Are One.
Yeah. Well, we like saying that, but I heard about some. Yeah.
It was about why we're making others so sad, why we're treating each other so bad.
And what's the answer to that?
The only point I'm making is, sir. No. The point I'm making is, if Marvin Gaye sung about black on black crime, Frankie Beverly singing about it, it's not new what these young people are doing today. The only thing that's new is it's reported in real time, thousands of times. So the narrative is these young people have lost their mind.
You don't think they have?
No. I see fights every day when I was in junior high school.
You did?
Man, girls was fighting each other, boys was fighting each other at the track. Kevin, fighting ain't new for young kids.
Well, I don't see this much. I ain't never seen fighting like I.
No. Your brain has been reprogrammed because of social media and the content creators. And if all you ever see, Kevin, whatever you feed yourself, that's what you will begin. I'm telling you, your brain has been transformed to everything negative. I'm telling you, every time there's content creators, they're only reporting negative. And then the subject matter and all the comments will go, Mayor Reed, public safety, leaving Montgomery.
Right. And again, I started this conversation off saying, even that kid, even those two young folks that got involved in the SOS, I'm not blaming the mayor for that. He don't know their behavior and what some of these things these people are going to get into. I'm not blaming Reed for this.
And I'm not saying these things didn't happen. You reported, Kevin, when you moved here in 1991, you moved to a certain community. What's the first thing that happened the day you said you moved to that community?
My car got broken into.
When? 1991?
In 91. Mm-hmm.
And cars get broken in today.
What?
In 91, it wasn't a frontline story every day with content creators. Mm-hmm. Now somebody breaks in a neighborhood in Deer Creek or Sturbridge or Cloverdale. It's frontline news.
Well, let me ask something. Do you not want to know about
it? That's not the issue, is that it's not balanced. That's the issue. You tried to do a thing when you was on the radio where you did the Student of the Week.
Right.
It didn't get any traction.
No. And matter of fact, the advertisers stopped doing it.
It was positive.
Yeah.
It got zero traction.
Yeah.
You started to do a break-in every day. Somebody's car was broken in, somebody's home was broken in, it will continue to get traction.
Well, is that just a natural phenomenon? People like to hear bad news. I mean, I don't know why it's psychological.
Well, all I'm saying is it should be balanced. I'm not saying put your head in the sand and say these things don't occur, but it begins to create a narrative. Is my only point. These content creators are paid by social media. The more content, the more views, the more checks they get. So I got a scanner that, Montgomery reporting live. Baptist South is shut down due to a shooting. A person got stabbed in the neck. This home got broke into. It's a narrative that's created to a city that's trying to do something.
Oh.
And that's my only point. I travel to a lot of cities. Mm-hmm. Huntsville have crime.
Right. But I don't live in Huntsville now.
But what I'm saying is they don't focus on it. They continue to build in spite of.
Right.
Chicago have crime. Philadelphia have crime.
Yeah.
DC have crime. They don't just focus and let it paralyze them. They say, okay, let's try to come up with a plan and let's still try to have progress. We will use it as a obstacle in a stopping block and say, let's not do nothing until we have 500 police officers. We're a one-trick pony. We can't walk and chew gum. We can't do anything else until we get this crime under control.
Right, but let me ask you a question though. And I hear what you're saying. I really do. But just because you don't know about it doesn't mean it does not affect you.
That's not my that's not my critique. I want the doctor to tell me that I have stage 1. I don't want to wait till stage 4.
Exactly.
But don't act like though everybody else has stage 4. That's what I'm saying. We begin to take one diagnosis and apply it to everything.
Well, listen, if somebody give me some good news, I'd love to put it out there.
No, you don't.
Oh, I said, if somebody gave it to me, I would love to put it out
No,
there, but I
no.
can't scour
But
every
the
news.
thing is, though,
Yeah.
you don't get any phone calls. It's crickets, and so in order to get the phone to ring, it has to be juicy.
Well, not in podcasting. It ain't all about getting the phone. I just put the phone there as a.
Well, we'll try. I mean, we'll try. We'll try. Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
It's just got the thumbs down award by the National Association of Black Journalists.
Yeah, I got yeah.
Why?
Because he listen. He illuminates what's going on.
Well, the thing is that they say he's disparaging to black women because he has a different political slant. Now, in 2024, he went to the National Association of Black Journalists conference, did his live show from it in 2024. 2025, he did his show. So he was received in 24. He was well received in 25. He didn't go in 26. What we're saying is, if I don't agree with you, I have to attack you and be critical of you. I just celebrated 42 years yesterday to my beautiful bride.
Outstanding.
It may surprise you, Kevin. We don't agree all the time.
No, don't.
But we're not walking away.
I got you. I got. Matter of fact, I talked.
We want people that if we, sir.
I talked to her the other day, and I said, I know why he picked you. I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, I kick my coverage. I got that. But we say that if it's not my way, then get the hell out the way.
Well, I don't believe. I don't believe that. But you got to have the conversation in order to acknowledge the problem. You got to do it. I mean, you ignoring the problem don't make the problems go away.
Okay. Somebody beat up Figures because he went out there and was a ribbon cutting because the airport got $8 million because he voted against the big, beautiful bill. But he can't be there to present the check. Come on. Haven't Republicans been doing that the whole time that the Biden ARPA money?
Right, but aren't we? Well, yeah, you're right.
The whole time. Yeah. They came back and criticized everything Biden did, but they didn't.
Right you are right about that. So, yeah.
The ARPA money?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody taking credit for it. Yeah, you're right. You are right about that. And so.
But the big, beautiful bill, Democrats can't do it.
I guess Shamari made a mistake in that area, and but he's still representing us, and I think he does a pretty decent job. So
let's have balance, my brother. That's all I'm saying. Content creators' job is to have content.
Okay.
And you see that with the pastor, the governor nominee. What kind of content do you see him with?
Oh yeah, that's well, put the name of pastor on you, and you need to climb a high mountain.
Yeah. I'm just saying, let's have some balance, my brothers. That's all I'm saying.
I'll just give me some balance, and I'll make sure I put it out there.
Well, I'll be listening at 8 o'clock with your guests and see if we have any balance.
El Milliner? Well, we'll see.
All right, brother. Thanks for taking the call.
All right. I'm not saying that he was wrong. I'm really saying that I got to go with what's the name said. He said, if you don't want to hear it, don't let it happen. And if, let's say we ignore the negativity of community. Let's just say we ignore them. Does that stop what's going on? And what goes on affects us all. I tell people, if you're going to Atlanta and there is a massive car pileup in Auburn, it will, you got 25 cars in a wreck headed on 85 headed to Auburn. It affects everybody down the road on Interstate 85. It affects them all. Yes. Yep.
Is Nasty Don banned yet?
No.
Let's ban him.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Yeah. What's the fee?
Huh?
What's the fee to ban that nasty guy?
Oh, ain't no fee, bro. That's a freebie.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a free. That's a free. We done.
You said El Miller gonna be on this morning.
Yeah, he's supposed to be on around 8 o'clock or so. So we'll talk to him. Okay. And him and I don't agree often either. But that's okay. Yeah. If we don't have we have to have adversarial conversations sometimes to find define the issue. The answer to some of our problems. Now, once your grown kids
Yeah.
get grown, that's their issue. I do all. My job is to make sure they get grown. Make sure
Yes.
they get grown. Like you and everybody else.
Those women that were fighting in Walmart, you know what they were fighting over, right? Possibly they were fighting over the Eating Better Today card.
well, they were talking for a couple minutes. I didn't see nobody talking about EBT cards, but maybe so. I don't.
They were probably fighting over the last carton of eggs or the EBT card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Probably, man, but we do got some nice positive things going on in Montgomery.
And we do.
Violence.
But again, talk to WSFA or WAKA. Listen, they're the ones who put it out there often in the newspaper. I mean, if it bleeds, it leads. I mean, I would love to, and he was right about something. Montgomery Advertiser did a Student of the Week thing. It didn't catch on. They cut it out, and I used to reiterate it on the show. They just
I'm about to ask you about that too. Whatever happened to you doing that anyway? Just do your own thing.
They start, now that's something, but you got to have somebody sponsor it because you don't want to just tell me you did a good job. You want to reward them for doing a good job, and that's why every year for 10 years, I gave those kids really nice things for being a decent student and a decent. The criteria to get a computer from me was you had to do something. You had to be a great kid at home. You had to be a great kid in school, and you had to do something voluntarily for your community. Okay, so but it takes people to help you raise that because these kids want something too. And 300 computers I gave away. Me and the cities of Montgomery, because I didn't pay for all those computers. I begged everybody else to help me, and you know what? Every time I did it, they came on board.
Wow, that's an accomplishment.
That's right. 300 of them we gave. So yeah, I did my best. And every year now we do the Helping Hands. Every year we do the Helping Hands. I galvanize those same people to go help people who don't even know they're getting the help. That's part
are you going to do the same thing this year? The Helping Hands thing this year?
Yeah,
December is right around the corner.
Yeah, I do it every year. And I rely on people to help. And we go to people's houses and they don't even know we coming. And when I say we, I mean we, because all that money ain't mine. That money belongs. We either give $1,000.
Did you raise a lot of money last year?
I raised about $3,000 last year.
Okay, that ain't bad.
Well, not for a guy on the podcast, it wasn't. And we went out. We saw tears come down people's eyes because they didn't know what they were going to do. One guy was worked at one of the restaurants on what's the name of that street? Fairview Avenue, and he didn't know because he was in bad shape because he couldn't help his granddaughter get some for Christmas. But guess what? I didn't know that.
You got them.
Yeah, I didn't know what he needed it for, but somebody put him in for it, and I said, okay. So we go give it to him, and it was a great sight. One lady, who it broke my heart. She was going through cancer treatment, and she didn't have much, and we just. We went out and tried to help. And the sad thing about that, she did die not too long after that, but at least for a couple of moments. The citizens of Montgomery helped somebody that really needed the help. And it broke my heart when she died. But we made a couple of her days a little bit better because people were unselfish and they went out there. And I've been doing that stuff for 30 years on the radio. But Black folks don't listen to talk radio, you see, not very often, and so they don't know all the things I have done. And it's not my job to tell you. We keep moving. We do what we can do, like everybody else does. We do what we can do.
Well, your resume speaks for itself.
Yeah. All right, man.
Well, have a good one, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah. And I always say we can't help everybody, but we try to help somebody. But that don't mean that we don't call out the stupidity of this generation of young folks. Not everybody, of course, because you don't hear, you can always, when you're in the store, you can always tell the child at what level of parenting or what level of education that they're getting, or if they go to public or private school. The way they act tells us a lot about people. Okay. And the good news is the women go out and vote. Okay, that's fine. Again, what's that got to do with people showing their butt in the streets, fighting each other, carrying bats, hitting each other? What the hell has that got to do with it? And and if you really want to know the truth about some of our problems in our communities, it is our communities that won't say nothing about it. We won't say a damn thing about it until it hits us. Until somebody breaks in our house, which I've had the pleasure of being introduced to that also. Okay. Walked in the house one day, my TV's at the back door, still plugged into the wall. The guy forgot to unplug it. So when he ran out the door, the TV was snatched out of his arm because it was still in the wall. So listen, I've gone through everything everybody's going, bullet holes in the house. Okay. I don't want to talk to you anymore, Don. You're done.
That's okay, but I got to speak with John.
No, you don't. Write him on a write him on what you write on that side. Get your new email, John. Let you write, but you will not be on this show at least for 30 days. Okay. Sorry about that. You're just a pain in the ass. All right. Okay. You just won't be. Okay. You got to be the biggest bigot I've ever known in my life. And I've known some, but nobody like you, my friend. Nobody like you. Nobody like you. Whew. Why don't you just go ahead and say you don't like black folks? Why don't you just say that? I can live with that. I can live with you if you say that. You know, Obamacare is still in effect. Obamacare, nobody can hardly afford it. And the ones who can't afford it, they found out that their care has been degraded. Their coverage has been degraded. It's gone up like everybody said it was going to go up when it came out. Every time government gets involved, it takes the price of everything up. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
I only have one question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't call to argue with you. What was your last statement?
About Obamacare?
No. We don't care about it.
Evidently we don't. We raise hell about talking about it, and it's our communities that catching the hell from our own folks.
How long have I been listening to you?
Well, again, I'm just telling you the way it looks to me.
I said I called to ask questions.
Yeah,
just like everybody else.
Yeah, but it doesn't. You've been listening a while.
Please answer the question. Please answer the question.
Yeah.
How long have I been listening to you?
I don't know, for a little while.
2005, when I retired.
Yeah.
How long have I been recording you?
For a few years.
2005, when I retired.
Okay. That's because you ain't got nothing to do.
How often have I called you and told you about and that we do something about it? We don't talk about it. What I tell you, talking about it is not going to do anything but keep talking about it. I said you put your hands to the plow and actually do something.
But I can't listen. I can't do everything for everybody.
But my point is, you can talk about what you have contributed, the solution that you have given in the years that you've been on the air and on Facebook now. But after you show, it means, I always told you, always if you're going to show something negative, you got to come with a positive afterwards that solves that particular negative. How long? I've been listening to you since 2005. And that's my same mantra. And I told you every day I get up thinking, I watch the pages, get up thinking about helping somebody, then talking about it. I see the problem. I go out and try to do the very best that I can. And I'm just one person.
Well, and
if I talk about somebody, I'm gonna go and ask them, well, what can I do for you?
You know, see, you don't remember what wait a minute. You don't remember what I talked about 2 weeks ago. I was going down Gibson Street and I saw a bunch of young men, black kids, walk around, their pants all down, looking like thugs and rugs. And I walked into at first I jumped all on them. And then I talked to myself, wait a minute, that's probably not the right way to get to them. And so I turned around, went to the store, got them some stuff, just and sat down there and had a conversation with them. And you know what? Every time they see me now, they wave at me because I understood at that moment that criticism may not have been the best way, since they didn't know me from Adam's Cat House. They didn't know me. I'm just a guy, old man going down the street. And so what I try to do is have a relationship with people like that so they'll know who I am. And I told them, I said, listen, it's not really about you. It's about what people think you are. So when you walk down the street with your pants all down, cussing and using, people reach a conclusion about who you are, and that may not be who you are. So people will judge you by the way you act and the way you look. Wrong or rightfully, it is what it is. So I do lots of stuff like that with kids on the street.
And so you can talk about that.
But it's not those
That's my
kids
point.
but it's not those type of kids that bother us, that
But
are
my
robbing our
point
homes
is-
and killing each other.
But my point is, you saved that group of children at that particular time. But that's my point. You can't save everyone, but you can talk about the good that you do in society. That way, may change.
Because
when they
nobody
see
wants
you
to hear.
next
Wait a
time,
minute,
they will change.
nobody wants to hear
But
about the
Kevin,
things
it
they do.
doesn't matter if somebody don't want to hear the truth, the good news.
Mm.
You keep reporting the good news. We know we're gonna hear smut. We know when we turn the TV on. That's all you hear, and that's because they're trying to earn some money and get people to advertise the smut that they're promoting.
And what
They
they
don't
do,
care about all
and the
that.
smut that they're promoting affects people.
But my point is, you can't blame. That's greed. You can't expect a television station to help your community unless they have a human heart. Them reporters are coming out of school to make money quick and get to some other place in another part of town. Do you ever see how many turnovers you have on those stations? They come here and wet their hands and move on to a bigger station. They're trying to be worried about the community. They don't live here long. They're not gonna live here past 5 years. Some of them. And they move on. Notice the station.
Okay, but I don't have a problem with that. It's the people who
I don't either, because hey, they vagabonds, they keep moving.
right. I'm a vagabond. Well,
I
not really.
can understand traveling. I understand that very well. But my point is, I believe in being fair, giving solutions, just like KT said that night y'all was on that forum. He said, don't be a sore loser, and don't come out and talk about Montgomery. That's the way I analyzed what he was saying. Be a bitter loser. Be a good loser. You're a good winner. Be a good loser. And then you still keep doing what you're doing. All the things that you talked about on that stage that you are doing now. He said, and I hope you continue to do that. Don't go home, move, and then talk about the place like certain people.
And again, I told people
I
that
can
day.
talk about Mr. Bud.
Right.
So Mr. Bud came to our door.
Right.
So that's the reason I can talk about Mr.
But
Bud.
I told people that night when KK Middleton asked us, tell me something that frustrates you about Montgomery that you don't like. And I honestly got it and told him, I'm not frustrated with Montgomery. I like Montgomery. I came here from Honolulu. It's a great city. People here have a unique personality, but I don't like everything that goes on. But I have no basic frustrations against Montgomery. Even people that were complaining about crime and stuff like that. Well, nobody wants to be a victim of crime, but that happens in every city. It don't just happen in Montgomery.
I know.
It happens in
But
every
my
city.
point is, you can have a complaint, but it's in all in how you deliver the complaint to the people you're talking to.
But sometimes you gotta smack people in the face to get their attention until they're willing to listen.
And then they will smack you back when it's voting time.
And that's fine.
That's all I say.
Listen.
And I know. Because that's the only weapon they got.
All I know is that when I take on a responsibility of people, I treat it the same way I did in the military with my young privates. You know what? My job is to take care of them. They don't have all the sense. They don't know everything. That's why I'm here. My job to take care of. So all I know is I'll fight for their rights to have safe and secure neighborhoods and the upkeep, because older people are easily forgotten. And I don't like that. They're the ones who paid. They're the ones who pay the way for me and people like it. But that doesn't mean that I got to accept a bunch of crap from this generation of young folks here that absolutely embarrasses the hell out of me sometimes, because my mother, I went through hell down in Mississippi. People went through hell right here in Alabama, and the things they had to put up with so we can have a better life, it's almost unspeakable. But yet and still, we got kids right around here who just act like absolute fools, and we got them.
Okay, now you through now?
Yeah, I'm done now. Yeah, that's it.
All right, now my last comment for today.
Yeah.
Now you said you don't want to put up with crap, right?
I don't have what now?
Well, you don't want to put up with, you don't feel that you should be putting up with crap, right?
I mean, there's some crap you got to put up with and some you don't.
No. I'm getting to this conversation now.
Mm-hmm.
Answer my question.
Well, sometimes you got to put up with it. Sometimes you got to put up with it.
Why you put up with Don? Excuse me, I'm gonna get this question in. Why do you put up with Don's crap every day?
Well, because I thought that he would change. But he won't. He is who he is. He is who he is. And I really, truthfully, don't think he likes black people.
But what? Hey.
Yeah.
Then we get that. Did we not understand that when he first opened his mouth?
I thought he had an attitude because he was done wrong by some woman or something. I don't know. Yeah, I just truly believe he just don't like black people. Not because we don't have to do nothing wrong. We don't have to do nothing. And these personal attacks that he has on people.
And let me say this.
Yeah.
He's not the only one on your show. The other's just right there.
I can't think
He's not the only one.
I can't think nobody else.
I can.
I can't think.
I'll
at least not on the air. Now
where are you going?
What people
where
write?
Are you going to campaign this weekend?
I don't know where I'm gonna campaign, but I'm gonna be someplace.
I'll be driving the city to see you.
I know you will. You'll see me right out there.
You know I stay on the road.
You're gonna have to go down a whole lot of roads to find me, though. Now I'm looking for L. I don't know where he is. Let me see where he is. Anyway, L. Now he said I'll be here around 8. Okay, it's 8:15 already. Let me see if I can find L right here now. Let me see, because he's supposed to be on, because he has some interesting things to say. Oh, okay. He says he's on the way. Okay. Hello.
What's going on, my friend?
Not much, Duke. What's up?
Yes, sir. I just got on your show right when you was somebody banning somebody for how many days? 30 days or what?
Yes.
Well, what have he done this time?
It's the same thing every day. Yeah, same thing every day.
So I want to send him a message from Duke though and Curtis right here.
Yeah.
I for months and months and months, and for the last 2 or 3 years, he been trying to find out who in the hell I am, Kevin. He went on 93.1 on Scott Beason's show, and Scott put him in his place. They say most of my callers, they got nicknames on this show.
We call them sober. We call them sobriquets.
Yeah. We got everybody got and thing about it, Kevin. Joey, when I used to do the Biscuit Stadium, I painted the Biscuit Stadium dugouts for 14 years. I'm the old owner, Mr. Curmudgeon.
Yeah.
I done work for both malls when they was open, Curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Doing my professional work, Curmudgeon. I was one of the damn best of the best, Curmudgeon.
I mean,
okay.
I see my
and everybody, all the business people know my voice. They know who I am, and when they run up on me, say, "Oh, Curtis, that was you on the radio." Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Curtis. And I'm well known, Mr. Curmudgeon, but your damn deal was you thought you was gonna get some dirt on me.
Yeah.
You wanted my information, my name, so you could run my shit, so you could get her close up and personal with Duke. Okay, let me tell you this, sir, this morning. Yeah. Since you want to get close and personal with the Duke,
okay, you got 1 minute.
Me and you could meet up one day, and we can be grown men and do what grown men do. Since you want to fuck with the Duke, fuck with the Duke, okay?
I got all that language that ain't necessary. Now you got to use. You can't deal with ignorance by being ignorant. Okay, you can't do it. And my guest is on the phone. I thought he ran away and got scared this morning, but he on the phone because I had to call him last. I had to call him last night because he has a position on most things, that we kind of meet in the middle on something, and some things we go left and we go right to this. But Al Milliner, who is a local, what's the name of your show?
Man, so I do the Captain's Quarter show.
Yeah, Captain's Quarter show, and that's done on Facebook Live every day.
Yeah, no, man, I'm a busy man. I'm a busy man, Kevin. So, I don't do lives like all the time, but people can follow me. I mean, I do videos, usually recorded videos on certain topics. I do lives here and there, but mostly I just keep up with the news and what's happening in the city of Montgomery.
Okay.
And
yeah. So what's on your mind? Because something came up with you yesterday. I called you. I forgot what I read on your Facebook page. Or you was going after the mayor or somebody, weren't you? When you going after somebody?
Man, I ain't been going after nobody, Kevin. What happens is I just go ahead.
The SOS thing, the about the kids that are involved in that who evidently selling a little marijuana. I mean, I ain't blaming the mayor for that. I may blame the people who did not vet them, but every organization, every last one of us, from Cumulus to the U.S. Army, every organization has people in it that go wrong.
I mean, that's true. But at the same time, Mayor Reed has over and over again aligned himself with individuals who are seedy individuals, right? We saw the same thing happen with Donald Watkins Jr., who was a convicted fraudster. We saw him try to appoint him to he tried to put him over the small business department in Montgomery.
You don't think people
they've also tried to put William Boyd into a position, the housing authority or whatnot.
But you don't think, time out. You don't believe that people have a right to be redeemed? If they made a mistake, we can hold it against them the rest of their lives.
I'm not saying anything about that. I haven't said any of that. But we gotta. So you asked me the question of how. So you're asking me now, what's my belief about a person being redeemed? Okay, I have no problem with a person being redeemed because I'm a Christ believer. I believe anybody can be redeemed. I've been redeemed. I got a pass like anybody else. I don't have a felony or nothing. I've never been in jail, but everybody has their demons or things that they've had to deal with. Not saying they can't move forward. The problem becomes when we see over and over and over these individuals that are habitually doing crooked things, right? I.e., people like Joe Reed, like Mayor Reed's dad. Everybody has known for the last 40 years plus, the man is crooked, right? Like this not a secret.
What makes him crooked?
What makes him crooked is you didn't see. Okay, let's talk about that. So you've been out of the loop as far as Tabitha Eisner, huh? You ain't been seeing his fellow Democrat comrade. She been airing him out for the last 3-4 months. You've been missing that.
And how do we know what she say is true?
I mean, she posted the receipts. she literally posted checks that she was written out to them, to him and his organization or whatever it is that he's got going on, the Alabama Democrat Conference or whatever, saying, if you write me this check, I'll do this right here for you. That sounds like that's pay to play. That sounds like some extortion type stuff.
It looked like to me because somebody else also did a part where people are written her a check also. So
probably so. She ain't no good either. Look, I didn't say that she was good. I'm just saying she's a Democrat who's calling out another Democrat. So he messed up, right? He ain't no good if the Democrat who ain't no good is calling him out. That like it's pot calling kettle. So so how do we know that Joe Reed, the dad, is crooked? Everybody has known this for a long time. Didn't they take his name off the Acadome years ago, like 2011, 12 or something? I know they just added it back. Clearly some backroom deals got made. Again, crooked.
Again, what you don't know, and this is my favorite saying, is what you don't know. And what I don't know
Mhm.
I don't know. So again, I don't reach conclusions based on things that I do not know everything there is to know about it. So I think you're being awfully hard. If it had not been, first of all, on the Acadome, it's my understanding, had it not been for Joe Reed, the Acadome wouldn't be there. He the one went out and went to Washington, D.C. and begged for the money to get it built. So his name, rightfully so, should have never been taken off that thing. I don't know. Just because you don't, it's politics doesn't make you crooked. Politics is politics. It is the art of persuasion. It is the art of manipulation. But that's because you're persuaded and manipulated. Don't mean that you're crook.
No, there's a difference between politics in itself is not being crooked and being corrupt. Politics is nothing more than the exchange of ideas to push policies.
Absolutely.
Policies and laws. You don't got to be corrupt to do that. You don't have to be a liar to do that, right? So, like we in the world, we look at it and say, "Oh, politics is just a dirty game and all that stuff." Fine. There's dirty games, dirty politics in every aspect of life. There are people who run little league baseball teams and stuff that are crooked, that cheat and get older kids to play in the younger kids group. Like, it happens everywhere. In school, we see it in MPS all the time. All kind of crooked stuff going on. So you can always infuse bad politics, but politics in itself is nothing more than just the exchange of ideas for people to come together and push policies that better everybody else. That's the whole purpose of it.
Right, but you do know what is moral is not always legal, and what is legal is not always moral. And I often think that we get morality and legality mixed up with one another. And sometimes you can't tell the difference between the two. But so when you say the word crooked, that means somebody who did something illegal. And in order to be accused of doing something illegal, you need to have proof of it.
You can be crooked and not be, like you said, you can be immoral. You can do things that's unethical. That's crooked too. Crooked does not automatically assume legality. It can be morality or ethics. So
but we're
all this kind of goes hand in hand of what I'm saying about, as a Christ believer, you need to do things the right way, right? You can be redeemed if you did something. You can have a pass, fine. But
you got on. Wait a minute. You got on the mayor about hiring Mr. Watkins.
Right.
I did not have a problem with it. If he's otherwise qualified to do the job, he's educated.
How is he? Hold on, Kevin. Hold on a second. Now, I want you to. Now, you better answer this right away, because if a person commits a crime, a fraud crime, right? He's doing fraud with money, stealing money, right? Why would you put that person over business?
Because you don't know.
What are we talking? Well, no, go ahead, answer that.
Now, it's my understanding. It is my understanding. If somebody hands you a package and says, "Hey, go deliver this down the street," you go deliver the package down the street. You don't know what's in the package. Somebody tells you to go.
You're not answering my question.
Wait a minute. Is it fraud if I don't know about it, or if I intentionally did it?
We ain't doing no. He knew what was going on because him and his daddy was a part of the whole scheme. His dad did time too.
But you don't.
It ain't like he didn't know. We're not doing that, Kevin. So let's get back to the reality. Reality was he knew what he did. He got caught for it. So are you going to put a person who's convicted in fraud over business? Does that make sense?
So what you're telling me, nobody can change.
No. I'm asking you a question. You ain't answering my question.
It depends on the.
Would you, Kevin Elkins, hire a person to run your business when they have a fraud conviction?
It just depends on the circumstances. What the fraud was. Again, I don't know what I don't know, and you don't either.
What do you mean? Hold on. But we do know, Kevin, this is public record.
We know he got convicted.
It's public record. It ain't like we guessing. The man was convicted of conspiracy to commit wire fraud.
Are you telling me that a conviction means you did it?
That's usually how it works, Kevin.
Okay, that's not true. 20. I in the last
when the feds come knocking, they got what they got already, Kevin. They got like a 98% win percentage.
Over the last 3 months, I've seen people after person getting out of jail after 29 and 30 years didn't do it, but it was convicted.
That's called an exception to the rule. You always got that, Kevin.
Oh,
so hold on. So are you suggesting that Donald Watkins Sr. and Jr. Out of them two, they innocent. They ain't do it.
But I don't know. But I'm telling you, just because you get convicted, don't mean you did it.
But that's a good way to tell if whether a person is guilty of something, though, is if they're convicted.
No, it ain't. A lot of people in jail right now who didn't do it who got convicted. A lot of people.
Okay, but we're talking about Donald Watkins Sr. and Jr. We're not talking about nobody else.
Well, they're one of
quit bringing in other people. We're talking about those two guys.
I'm talking about the system itself. The system itself.
We're not talking about the system. We're talking about Donald Watkins Jr. and Sr. Let's stay on topic.
Okay, did you read the transcript of the trial?
I read his paperwork. It's available. Again, this is available to everybody. It's not like this is like hidden information.
No, but did you read the transcript of the whole trial?
I didn't have to.
Okay.
If anybody goes to Google and look and types his name in, put in federal case, you'll see it. You'll see the information from the U.S. government.
We know Google is always right.
Man, you come on, Kevin. So it's one thing to so I'll make this make sense because you're not making no sense right now. Like if a person, let's say a person assaulted somebody at age 19, right?
All right.
They go to jail for that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say 20 years later, they're trying to get a job over a bank. Okay, I can see them going in and working for that bank because their conviction was for an assault, not for any type of theft, fraud, nothing like that. Now, if they had a fraud conviction or a theft conviction, that's different. You want to put people over certain things that they didn't commit a crime in, like in that area. This is why, Kevin, I was in retail, right? Mm-hmm. You couldn't get a job with us if you had a theft conviction. Anything dealing with stealing money or stealing anything of value, you couldn't get a job with us because, they were a thief. Why would you hire a thief over a business?
If I ask you a question, I need you to be totally honest with me. Can I get that out of you? Right?
Kevin, are you serious right now? Like,
yeah, I'm gonna ask
so you. Everything you asked me, I've answered. I asked you a question earlier. You never answered my question.
Okay. Well let me ask you this one. Have you ever done anything that you could have been arrested for that you didn't get caught?
Sure.
Okay. So what makes you any better than anybody else? Watkins or anybody?
Because I don't habitually do those things. That's 20 years ago, Kevin.
Wait a minute. So if you don't do it habitually, then it's okay. He didn't do it habitually.
Nobody said it was okay. What I said was, first of all, it's a whole different level to do something as a teenager, right? To go do something that you shouldn't do. But when you're he was a grown man at the time. Him and his dad was conspiring to steal millions of dollars. We're talking about $10 million plus was stolen. Okay, so that's a whole different level of planning and execution.
Does the Bible?
Would you agree, Kevin?
I as far as being sophistication, you're probably right. But does the Bible exempt you because you're a teenager?
Does it exempt you? No, it don't. I already went through all that. I already said everybody can have a past.
Right.
We're talking about putting people in position that they deserve to be in. If you're a thief, if you're a fraudster, see, Mayor Reed had no problem calling Charles Lee a shyster and a liar and a hustler and all that type of stuff, right? Everybody remembers that, right? But yeah, he had no problem going to go find an actual fraudster in real life and go try to give him a job with the city. That make sense.
I mean, that was politics between those two, you know. Right?
Make that make sense.
I hear you, but that was politics between those two, and it wasn't personal, but
man.
Okay, well,
man.
Okay,
but I do want to say this about the SOS thing.
Mm-hmm.
So people got upset about I really got the ball rolling on that. I mean, I gotta take my credit for that because before I put out certain information, nobody was really talking about it at all. So when I put out the information, and then you had 1819 News that picked it up, they did their articles. I was in contact with them behind the scenes. Once everything came out, people got mad, right? They got upset because their friends and people that they look up to in the community, right? These individuals that they look up to, they wanted to take up for them. All right. Now, here's the thing. I want to clarify something because I had a conversation with a certain person. I'm leaving the name out of it, but this person reached out to me yesterday evening and clarified some information about one of the guys. Right now, one of the guys, he done. All right. I mean, he done. He probably getting a lot of time. He ain't gonna come out for a while unless he does some other stuff to get out of the situation. But the guy Hatcher, so I didn't know the information, so I didn't really speak on it. But now I know the information more. His arrest July 31st was from his case back in like 2008, right? He had a federal case selling cocaine back in 2008. Now, for whatever reason, this is why kids, young people, don't sell drugs. Okay, I'm gonna explain to y'all why. Because this guy got caught in 2008 making a sale to somebody who had a camera on them and recorded the whole thing. So he couldn't get out of it. So he got convicted for that. The man got 300 months. That's 25 years for those who don't know how to do math. He did about probably around 18, 19 years, something like that, somewhere in that range. He came home this year, 2026. Now they have arrested him and on the same charges that he did his time for already. Look, the man, I'm sure in his mind, he thinking, man, I did my time. I'm moving forward now. But no, them demons coming back because the same thing he faced before, did time for, he got to face it all over again. Every child, every young person that ever heard Mr. Daniel Hatcher come speak to them at whatever event or whatever, and he was probably telling them, don't sell drugs, don't go down that road, and all that good stuff. Y'all are seeing in real time him have to face the same thing all over again after he did his time. That's why you don't want to sell drugs, right? Because that stuff don't go away. It don't go away.
So you telling me he did another incident?
So here's from what the information that I have. It seems that what makes sense to me is the incident that he got convicted for was one instance of selling drugs, right? What probably happened was he probably had another incident of selling drugs to another person or the same person again. And so what the feds did was they held off on that other transaction until now. You see what I'm saying?
And do we see anything unfair about that?
This is why you don't sell drugs. Don't do it.
But
it's illegal, so don't do it because stuff like this happens.
And I hear
it's just the way it works. It's messed up. It's messed up. It sucks. But this is why you don't commit crimes.
Okay, well, this is why you don't get caught committing a crime, because a lot of folks commit crimes.
Yeah, but most people don't sell cocaine. Most people don't sell meth. Most people don't sell fentanyl. Most people don't sell weed. Most people don't do that.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that if he had two charges, they were not served concurrently then. So now that's
what it seems like is going on.
So this is not anything this guy has done recently.
No, sir. No, sir.
And this is what I hate about the system. So 19 years of his life were taken for whatever reason, and now we're gonna wait
because hold on. He got convicted because he sold cocaine to somebody. That's why he did the crime. He ain't like he didn't do the crime.
I understand, but
as a matter of fact, after his conviction, he appealed it based on he said that his counsel was ineffective. Mm-hmm. He ain't saying he ain't do it. He just saying, man, they didn't they didn't defend me the right way. You know, it was on camera, it was recorded, so there's no getting out of that.
But are you? I gotta look this up because we let a guy spend 20 years in federal prison, let him get out, and rearrest him for a charge they could have charged him with already?
That's the way the feds work. This is why young people don't sell weed, cocaine, meth, whatever. Don't do it because you're setting yourself up for a lifetime of pain and suffering.
And you really,
all that for some money. Go get you a job. Work an honest job. I work an honest job. I've never been arrested in life.
That don't mean you couldn't have been. So let's not act like we've been.
I've never sold cocaine, weed, nothing. No, I haven't.
Whether it was, you did something.
Maybe you did. I ain't do that.
Well, I never liked drugs. But again, you don't find anything un-American about doing that to American citizens. I do.
Hey, I mean, to be honest with you, it's messed up to a certain extent. I do agree. I can look at it from his lens of doing your time, coming home, and by all accounts, Mr. Hatcher has been clean. Like, he ain't done nothing. Like I said, this is not a new charge. It's not like a new event that he did. Right. New incident, not the case. So I can understand it being like, man, I gotta do this all over again. I gotta go fight all over again. I get it, but I mean, it ain't my car. Ain't nothing I can do about that. But I'm just saying, this is why all the people that he talked to, all the people that claim to have, you know, listened to what they had to say with SOS and all that, y'all are seeing right now why he told y'all don't get involved in the streets. That's why. This is why y'all are seeing it in real time.
There's got to be more to this than that. I mean, we're gonna let a guy spend 20 years in prison, and then once he gets out, we're gonna take him back to prison for something that he should have been charged with all the time. This is not the country that I serve. This is not where we do that to people. That's sounds like some of that Islam crap.
What you gonna do about it, Kevin?
I'm gonna call the president White House and talk to somebody. He needs to be pardoned. He needs to be pardoned. There's no. Maybe after the case, maybe he can be. I don't know, but now you got to go through the process now. Cause see, I talked to the county, I talked to the sheriff's department the other day, and they solidified, they verified he was on hold for the feds. So that's a fact. The feds are coming. What country is this now?
It's the USA, man. Don't sell drugs, kids. Don't get involved in that nonsense. Now look.
Somebody. You can murder somebody and get less time.
I mean, people do all kinds of stuff and get less time, man. There's killers walking around Montgomery all the time.
I mean, this is crazy. The guy spent 20 years in. Now we're gonna put him back in because we didn't charge him with a charge that we already had. So those sentences could be carried out concurrently. Are we serious about this?
Yeah, hey, it's real life. It's real life. This is how it works.
Hold on a second. Let me grab it. On right here. Hello, you're on there.
Hey, Mayor, why don't we get all of the facts about Hatcher? Because just like what we're seeing with the guy that shot the health care executive, you got two jurisdictions going on. You got the feds, and then you got state charges, and they're trying to find out. There may be, and probably is, more meat to the bone than what we're hearing this morning, and we need to get all the facts before you make a final determination on what happened.
Because
caller, respectfully, man, nobody knows the information. Nobody has talked about any of this that I brought up. Like I have this from a great source. So what I'm saying is the state don't have nothing to do with Hatcher. It's federal. The feds, there's no state. So this is the feds coming back and saying, look, we have another charge for furnishing drugs. That's what it is. It's not a new case.
So it's not a new, which makes this more absurd. Go ahead, Assembly Lady.
What I was saying before I got cut off there is that a lot of times you will have jurisdictional issues. You'll have the feds wanting to go one way and the state. There's probably going to be something else to this, as you said, because what you don't know, you don't know. And once you read a case file, once you get the facts of what's going on, and you know, it's like the first sergeant said earlier this morning. You can feel content, and just like they did with Trump, all this time, ever since he's been in there, they feel CNN and all of them feel content with all the bad things he did. So there wasn't any balance. Biden, they never saw him. They always made excuses for him. He couldn't have press conferences. But there wasn't any balance then, but we didn't worry about it. But after 40 years, I found out in dealing with feds and the state in cases, there's usually an underlier. There's something in there, as you said, we don't know.
Well, that's true. I mean, but it seems unconstitutional, cruel, and unusual. If he had the two charges, that they would not be tried, and he would serve concurrently the sentences for those charges. In most cases, that's what you do. And we're going to charge him with something else that happened a long time ago. I mean, he ain't did anything since he's been out.
But sometimes information we either put out or get from, you know, and just like on this show, because you said a week or so or two ago when we were talking about the mayor dropping the fines, and you know, and you said that there was even a limit of statute. There was a limit. What did you say? There was a limit on murder cases?
Statute of limitation. There is no statute of limitation on murder.
No, and just like with old Tupac down there, the case they're having in Las Vegas. That's been how many years ago since he was killed in Las Vegas, and now they're having the trial today because they discovered new evidence and
he's my Tupac.
gave him the ability to go forward with the case.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things that we don't know, and all I'm saying, before you pass judgment on this and say it's unconstitutional, you need to find out all of the details.
Well, they're not going to tell us everything, so I mean.
But no, it's going to come out. I mean, it's going to come out because he's going to have an attorney, and his attorney is going to try to get if what is being said is a fact. They're going to get that out. They want that out front.
Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of such a thing, though, that somebody would be charged after they get out after 20 years with a case that happened 20 years ago? Have you ever? I mean, outside of
it's called bowlegging, Kevin. It's called bowlegging
for one offense, and then they develop evidence or whatever, and it's a separate offense, separate charge, whatever. I'm not going to comment on an ongoing investigation that I don't know the inside of it, because there's some nuts and bolts in there that we don't know about.
Well, no doubt. No doubt.
But I guarantee you, if it's what your guest presented, his attorney, if he's worth his weight in salt, he's going to want to get that out front and have it put on every digital billboard across town.
Yeah. Well, okay. I guess we'll wait and see, because I hate for a guy.
Wait and see.
Yeah. All right.
Hey. First Sergeant said he talked about a couple of good songs. Let me throw one out there from The Temptation, just called "A Ball of Confusion."
That's a good one. That's classic.
Well, anyway, what's your issue with the $375 million bond?
Kevin, you really want to go? You want to go there, huh?
Sure, why not?
All right. So Montgomery has a lot of issues, right? We got a lot of issues. We got crime through the roof. We're leading the state in homicides. We're the capital. We're literally the murder capital of Alabama. So we've got maybe 200 officers, probably like 190 really. And I talked to multiple officers, and they all give me the same number, like around 200. If it wasn't for the county and the state coming in, we would have 80, 90 homicides a year, easy. Now we've got that going on, We've got blight go crazy. There's empty buildings all over the city. We've got vagrancy going on with people walking around aimlessly, just walking into traffic. We got how many people get hit by cars a year and die in Montgomery? I think Julie Beard said that we're like one of the most highest per capita for pedestrian hit by cars in the country. It's ridiculous. And that's because our mayor and the local government has allowed these issues to persist. Now, instead of dealing with the police shortage like Birmingham did, Birmingham used about $16 million, and they cut their homicides in half in 1 year, right? Now, instead of us following suit and saying, okay, if Birmingham can do it, which has led the state in homicides forever, if they can get less than us, then we should be able to do something, right? Now, instead of dealing with that, putting money into our crime issue, which would help our economics down the road, we want to put the cart before the horse and say, let's go all in and get this outrageous loan to get a convention center. Now, my question is, what are we building this convention center for? What are we trying to bring into the city that we can't already sustain? We got the Renaissance. The Renaissance hosts Buckmasters, don't they? Buckmasters is one of the biggest events in Montgomery over like a whole 2-3 days or whatever. Tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 people show up for that. No problem. I've been there before. It's a good venue. Why are we building a convention center? And why? And you told me it's like $200 million that they're gonna use. So if they're using 200 of the 375 for the convention center, where's the other 175 million going to? See, they don't want to tell us all that. So I'm a no. We're not doing that. If I'm on the council, I'm saying no.
So you don't think that? I came up with something yesterday that I think should be inscribed on every obelisk, kind of like the guy did to Moses in Ten Commandments. It should be inscribed on every obelisk, every building, every public square in America. And it is this: no is often the refuge of cowards. And what do I mean? It is easy to say no. You don't really have to defend it. You don't have to show the reasoning behind it. You can just say no. It takes no courage to say no. But it does take courage to say yes. I would tell you that if you come out of your house every day and the only thing you ever see is poverty, dilapidated buildings, like you say, then that mentality will go with you and will only increase in its severity. What's wrong with changing the facelift of? I've been here for 35 years, and I'm telling you that it's the same old Montgomery every day. Everywhere I go, there we have nothing to really be proud of. No architecture we can be really proud of. I mean, Chris's hot dogs, they changed it up now, something else. But so what's wrong with trying to motivate people and people to come here again, except with a no, which is the refuge of a coward. So why not do something different?
Well, when I said my no, I explained why I said no, right? So it definitely takes courage to say no, because in this city right here that we live in, saying yes is always the easy thing to do. Anytime Mayor Reed wants to do something, you see about 3 or 4 of the councilors, they're gonna say yes every time. Like there's very rarely any pushback, because yes is the easy thing to do. Saying no for this is the hard thing to do, because everybody is on the side of what you're saying. People are kind of hearing it like, okay, let's better the city. Like, who doesn't want to see a better version of Montgomery than what we have? Of course, everybody wants to see that. Now,
and it's only
you have to say no to it, because we didn't make this make sense. Now, we just invested $100 million into the Whitewater place.
Bad
That
idea.
has made nothing. We've lost money on that.
But that's
we lost the investment of 100 million. Plus, we lost about $1 million or 2 million every year. It's been open.
We did. But now let's be honest. Let's be intellectually honest. Black people don't get into right water rafting. And whoever came up with the idea, it was a great idea. But
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I mean that's that and that's cool. That's fine. But we can get it. We can talk about all that too. But the thing is, the result is still the same. Like again, we've allowed. See, it was easy for them to say, "Yeah, let's go ahead and do the Whitewater thing." That was easy, right? How many people said no to that in our government? How many people said no? How many councilors said no? The mayor at the time, Ty Strange, he didn't say no. The county commission, Elton Dean and other people, did they say no? Nope. They all say yes. The easy thing was yes, right? So we see where the easy yes got us, right? We're losing money. We lost money. So now here y'all want to come back saying $375 for a convention center. Again, why are we doing that? We are not a huge city. This is not Birmingham. We don't have a metro area of 1 million plus people.
Do we want to get bigger? Do we want to become a bigger city?
We can't become a bigger city when our crime is through the roof.
Is our crime through the roof? Because
hold on, Kevin. Name me a city in America where they are leading the country in per capita murders and homicides and violence, but it's a growing city. Name one.
I haven't done any research.
I'll wait. I can wait all day. Matter of fact, get back to me on that. Let me know, okay? Because I can name you cities that are growing, but they all have no crime, no major crime issue. Huntsville is growing. Huntsville has had less than 10 homicides in 2026. 10, under 10. We are at 33.
To those 10, though, it's like the 33. So
hey, Austin, Texas is growing again. We outpace them in homicides. Raleigh, North Carolina is growing again. We outpace them in homicides.
And I must ask the question. Then is that because the environment by which we live in doesn't make you reach for the stars? It makes you satisfied with where you are. We have to have something in this city that tells our young folks, you can do this, you can do that. And if we can't even build a civic center, then how in the hell are we going to make my son, your kid, stay here and reach for the stars?
I mean, first of all, what is a convention center, civic center? What does that guy do reach for the stars?
It means it will get other people who've never been here before. And here's the thing about the water park, that water parks are only for specific people who like the water. The center, if we build it, is something everybody in Montgomery can benefit from. If we have a civic center, everybody, you don't have to know how to swim to go in the door.
How are we gonna how will we benefit from that when we already have venues already in Montgomery? How's it gonna help us?
What venue we got in Montgomery?
We got Impact,
and we
got the Renaissance.
Do you think that
we got Crampton Bowl? We got the multiplex. What are we talking about?
You can't have concerts in those places.
We do have concerts, and Impact has concerts. We had concerts at Biscuit Stadium.
Not since I had a concert there. I don't go.
They've had events out there. Yes, they have.
So why does everybody else? Why do other major cities? We're the only capital city in America.
We're not a major city. First of all, we're not a major city.
We're a major city in Alabama. We're the capital.
I mean, yeah, but there's other. Huntsville is a more major city than we are. Birmingham is a more major city than we are. We are no better than third on the list. We're no better than third.
But we are the capital.
But you can argue Mobile is more of a place, more of a destination than we are.
But Montgomery is the capital, which means that
that ain't helping us though, is it, Kevin? They ain't helping us at all, is it?
Well,
other than saying it, how is that really helping us being the capital?
It will never help us if people like you have the attitude that you do. We want to keep it the way it is.
Man, look, y'all got see, this is a problem though. Y'all need somebody like me because all y'all do is go around in circles doing the same stuff over and over and over again, not making it no better.
We've never had a civic center in Montgomery, Alabama.
And this ain't the time for it now. It definitely ain't the time for it now.
Again,
who's gonna come to it? Who's gonna come to it, Kevin?
When I first heard the idea, I was against it. I thought economically, you know what? It probably don't make sense because I don't know who will ever pay off the bond. And I'm still swaying back and forth, but I'd rather err on the side of advancement than err on the side of decline. You got to give people a reason to come here. You got to give people a reason to be hopeful for the future. If we keep everything the way we've always done, right now, you know the biggest tourist draw in Montgomery is right now. You know what it is? It's the
slave place.
Thank you. It's how white people did black folks back in the day. We need something more than that for people to come here.
But see, look, check this out, Chubb Rock. Kevin, check this out. The same people that had decided for that slave place to be open, they're the same ones that's telling us, oh, we gotta expand and do new things. But yet y'all signed off on this slave place. So how are you gonna keep us stuck in 1855, but yet y'all want to push us to the future at the same? How? We got like 5 museums downtown. We got a Rosa Parks, we got the EJI, other slave place. We got all kind of like historical. We got the fountain downtown. We got all this historical stuff. We got plenty of that.
You make a point on that one. Now listen, you surprised me with that one because you are making a point. We want to stay back in the rear, but we can't go forward. And going forward though is making it. It's changing the landscape of Montgomery. And changing the landscape of Montgomery with a new building, give people visions of tomorrow rather than always visioning yesterday. Which we specialize in misery in Montgomery.
Man, how about we specialize in getting police in the city? How about we specialize in lowering our violence? How about that? How about let's reinvent Montgomery as a safe city? How about that?
You do realize, though, the reason why we don't have enough policemen, it is not because we can't afford the police. A lot of people don't want to be police.
Why not?
Why don't you go down and be one?
Why not?
I don't know why. Politics, ever since the issue with George Floyd, it's been hard to get people to be police.
Okay, and who's the leader of Montgomery that pushed the whole George Floyd thing in Montgomery?
Again, that don't stop people from wanting to be police.
I'm asking you though, who was the leader at the time of Montgomery that was perpetuating the whole George Floyd nonsense?
Well, listen, it was a difficult time for all of us. All of us.
Now, Kevin. If I'm gonna vote for you, man, you gotta put get some cojones, man.
I got some.
Drop your nuts a little bit, man. Who was the leader? Who pushed the nonsense, man?
Again, everybody in this country who saw the way that man died was upset. I was too. I hope you were.
That's cool. I'll play the violin for you. All that good stuff. All right, cool. We passed that. Now let's get back to who was the leader of Montgomery. That we got nothing to do with Minneapolis. All right. Most people don't even know. They can't even tell you how to get there. All right. Now, who was pushing all that propaganda in Montgomery? Who was doing that?
Well, again,
was it our mayor?
But weren't we all upset at what we saw?
Yeah, it was the mayor. I wasn't upset, but the mayor, Mayor Reed perpetuated it, right? He helped create the environment in Montgomery to where officers are being heavily scrutinized for really nothing. No Montgomery officer had nothing to do with George Floyd, but yet he pushed it so much that officers here were affected by it. You realize that, right?
Well, again, I remember him the mayor going to talk to people who thought about coming in this city, trying to create chaos. And because of his leadership at that time, it didn't happen, along with him and some other people.
So okay, let's get that straight. So he perpetuated the nonsense, right? He got everybody riled up by talking about how sad it was and all this. So then he created the environment, but then went on the back end and said, "Oh, but y'all, let's not go do that, sir." Like, ain't this the same thing that they try to do with a president? Then they say the president caused like a whole storming of the Capitol and stuff like that because of his words. Yeah. But yet when Mayor Reed does it, like blatantly does it, totally different. He's out here stoking flames or something that had nothing to do with Alabama, Montgomery, had nothing to do with us. He made the environment hectic, chaotic, but then want to come back on the back end and say, "Oh, I saved the day."
Well, that's
what Democrats do. I swear, I promise y'all, Democrats do that. They create the issue and then come back and say they got the solution to fix it.
I'm not going to disagree with you on everything you say, but again, we're here now. It's time for the future, and I think Montgomery needs a facelift. We need a face. We need a reason to reach the sky. You don't look at the sky unless there's something up there.
Are you saying so? If you win this seat right here, this District 3, and they do this vote that's coming up, which way are you voting on it?
To be honest, if I'm in the seat, I'm going to vote yes. And initially, I was 90% against it until you walk around this city and you see King Hill. It looks like an abandoned place. You see out a lot of places right look abandoned. If you see the no hope in people's faces, the place where I've been going in this city since I've been in this campaign thing, they need something to feel great about. And right now, it's all we feel great about. All we know about is what happened in the past in Montgomery. We need something that represents a future. And maybe my son will stay here. Maybe he'll stay here and become something bigger than I would even imagine. But we need a vision for the future.
But Kevin, what is the convention center going to do for King Hill and Newtown and Charlestown and Regency Park? And
wait a minute, what if some of those people can get a job at it? What some of those people get? What if they go to educate? What if they educate themselves and they become an administrator? I mean, we gotta give people. Everybody don't want to work at McDonald's and work in the city hall. There are other things we can do besides working for the city and working for the state or whatever the case may be. What my hope is that if it gets built, it will bring other businesses in with it also. When Walmart builds they don't build a store by itself. They build a store in places where there's already foot traffic. So because they want to take advantage of the foot traffic that's there. And I think it's a good thing. We need to change the mindset of Montgomery.
But you can't change the mindset when our criminality is at an all-time high.
And again,
you have to reduce the crime. You have to make it a safer environment. That's what brings in industry. That's what brings in people to the city. We're losing population because people are moving from Montgomery. They're not moving to Montgomery.
That's part of
because crime. If you ask most people why, it's because of crime. Now, downhill from crime is less opportunities. Have y'all not realized Dollar General, they build everywhere. Okay. In Montgomery, we lost about 4 Dollar Generals. That should tell you something. Listen, we lost Fairview Avenue. Yeah, we lost both of them on Lower Wetumpka Road.
I go all over this city, but I go all over this city all the time.
I do too.
I don't see all the crime that you're talking about. Maybe it's only done at night. I don't know.
Man, you finna mess around. You finna mess around. I ain't finna vote for you, man. What are you talking about right now?
But I'm just saying I don't see.
What are you talking about?
Well, what you talk? I mean, I read in the.
You don't know what crime.
I said. I mean, I hear the killing, and those are normally people who know each other.
Do you follow my page?
No. But
you should follow my page. Okay. I posted in the last 72 hours.
Yeah.
I posted about 3 stabbings.
Well, okay.
A person got shot. Yeah. About 2 people getting shot. Like this is in the last 3 or 4 days.
Let me ask you something. You think if you looked in Birmingham, wait a minute, do you think the same thing didn't happen in Birmingham?
Again, Birmingham, I check the numbers. Like, this is what I do. So I check the numbers. We are leading Birmingham in shooting incidents and homicides.
And here's my question. And if you can answer this
again, Birmingham metro area is 5 times as big as we are.
Birmingham area is not. Birmingham is surrounded by what they did was they have cut off Birmingham and make it downtown for the most part. The rest of it is suburbs, and they call it Birmingham, but they got Hoover, they got Bessemer, they got all these places, they got Inslee, they got all these places up there that are not part of Birmingham that are counted as Birmingham.
No. So when I do my count, my count is only Birmingham, because where I get my facts from, it says if it's Torrent, it'll say Tarrant. If it's Inslee, it'll say Inslee. If it's Smithfield, it'll say Smithfield. I don't count those. I only count Birmingham City.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
That's it. Now, Montgomery City is leading Birmingham City in violence. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Now, if Birmingham can cut down their crime, so shall Montgomery. Montgomery can do it, but Kevin, we can't do it with people like you talking about. We gotta throw $300 million at a convention center.
No, it's not just going to the convention center though. It is also going some of that.
Where's it going?
To different. We got 9 council districts. 9. Some of them, I think I've heard them say anywhere between $5 and $10 million per council district. Now, my concern, and I do have a concern. My concern is once the money gets here, if we don't distribute that money the way we said we're going to distribute it. That's my concern. But let me ask you something. Back to our last issue. You gave us the statistics, you gave us the environment, you gave us the reality of our times. Why is it that way?
It's about why is Montgomery ran into the ground?
Yeah, why do we have the murders and why do we have the shootings and stuff? Why do we?
Because we got dads that ain't around. These kids don't have any structure. Right, they're running around here doing whatever they want to do at all times of the day. That's first.
Birmingham got the same thing. Birmingham don't have dads around. The black culture in America right now don't have daddy around. So that gets me to my next point. Okay, so if all these places are having these same issues, right, with the household, okay, once you leave the household, now what comes into play? The government. The laws, the environment of the policies of your city. That's what plays a part. Now, you leave your house, that's horrible, but now you got to deal with society. And in Montgomery, we have an environment where the criminals know they can go rob a store, burglarize, kick in doors, do whatever. Police ain't gonna be there for about a good hour or so. They got plenty of time to do their dirt and get on. Do you believe
that's the environment? See, so they go back to what you said. Why is it this way? Because the local government, the mayor, other people have twiddled their thumbs and talked about, we'll try to do what we can do. We'll do meetings and stuff. Y'all, they ain't been doing nothing.
Do you believe if we had a full complement of police department, crime would go down?
Absolutely. Birmingham is showing us. Like, this ain't rocket science. Right. If you have more police, you have less crime. Less police, more crime. That's how it works.
So how would L deal with the lack of policemen? What would you do?
I would give them. I would look at Birmingham. Okay, so Birmingham did a $15.8 million, like $16 million package where it's an incentive plan. They give them bonuses. I think $15,000 bonuses, retention program, and they gave them some new equipment and all kind of stuff that came along with that. They were able to increase their numbers, right, by 260 officers in the matter of about a year and a half. This ain't over like a 5-year period. Okay. From 2024 to 2026. Or really 2025, at the end of 2025, they had hired 260 officers. It can be done.
Listen,
now look, I'm not an officer, I'm not a mayor, I'm not any of that stuff. I'm just looking at results. The results is there. So whatever they did, Montgomery needs to mimic and emulate it. Do what they did.
Mm-hmm.
This can't be that hard.
I mean, if what you say is true, then I would hope that the mayor of the city of Montgomery would pick up the phone and call what's his name down there in Birmingham, say, how'd you do it? I would imagine they've had conversations. I would imagine.
He let it. Didn't Randall Wolfen go to Morehouse too?
I believe he did.
I think so, man. Look, Mayor Reed, you can't let your Morehouse brother outdo you in your own state.
Oh, now you're
the mayor of the cap. What Kevin said, we're the capital. Oh, we big dogs. Okay, yeah. How you gonna be the big dog of the state? And your little dog, homeboy up the road, up 65, is outdoing you.
Uh-oh.
That's embarrassing. He should be embarrassed.
Al, it's always good talking to you. You are certainly dogmatic in your beliefs, but I do believe we ought to give people a reason to come to Montgomery, except for what happened in 1800s, early 1900s. And the despicable way that a group of people were treated. We need something new. We need a facelift. We need some energy injected into. We do.
We need law and order. That's what we need.
Okay.
We need law and order. We need to inject law and order into the city, and that'll help everything else smooth out.
You may have a point. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
We got to do this more often. What happened?
All right, folks.
What happened to your hair? Where'd it go?
Man, I look pretty good, man. You trying to hate? You trying to hate?
you look all right, brother. All that.
You trying to hate, man? But yeah, hey, y'all be sure to follow me, man. The Overseer L. Milliner. I'm trying to oversee all these pastors and these fake politicians, and all these people who want to tell y'all lies and
Is that your Facebook page, Overseer?
The Overseer, man. I'm the Overseer now.
Is that the name of the page they can go to?
Yeah, the Overseer L. Milliner.
Okay. Well, listen,
yes, sir.
It's always good to talk to you. We not agree totally, but philosophically we are closer than you think we are. But I try to inject periodically. Nobody's going to believe this. I try to inject the adversarial position to make you support yours.
Hey, y'all know I'm gonna support mine. If I say it, I can support it. I don't just talk. I don't just say stuff because it sounds good.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right, appreciate it.
I know.
All right. Interesting. Well, anyway, actually, I think he does a pretty good job of defending his position, to tell you the truth. But anyway, so our police? It's after 9:00. Our police having more law enforcement, is that the critical element that's missing in Montgomery? And if what L. Milliner said is true, how do we convince people to join our police department? If he thinks, I think it's a little bit more sophisticated than that. Complain about we're always going to complain about crime, sir. We're always going to complain about it, and when we become comfortable with it, we really are in danger. Anyway, gotta go. It's assault. Well, sometimes I put forth a differing opinion to bring about a different attitude in the conversation. Okay, so some of y'all don't know what I'm going to do. So anyway, but I do. I have been thinking about this. At first, my position on the bond was no, automatically. And then I thought about, well, that's a coward's way out. Why not look at the issue, look at it, and again, if it's reasonable, logical, and common sense. And as far as I'm concerned, it is reasonable to want a civic center. We are the capital city of the state of Alabama. We need to be able to bring people here, with modern appliances, modern technology, so these people can come here and have their whatever things they have, and in comfort and in sophistication. Thought about the Coliseum. Coliseum is a 70-year-old building. Okay, it was born the same time I was. Okay, around 1956, 57, somewhere around that time. To bring it up to total code, I think it would be not cost effective. I do think we need something to bring people to Montgomery besides what terrible white people did to black folks. Okay, so they changed my mind because it made sense. Because it made sense. Again, if it doesn't make sense, I won't change my mind. But it makes sense. We need something to bring people to this city besides slavery and segregation. And we damn sure don't need a water. We need a water park. Well, we certainly didn't need a white water rafting thing. Now, again, I still think the idea was great. I still think the idea of the water thing was great. Unfortunately, I don't really care much about water after getting on that USS Kitty Hawk that one time and being worked in Pearl Harbor. Yeah, I don't really care much about it anyway, except love looking at it, love smelling it. Yeah, but I don't want to go. And a little water, if we can only convert, and this is my problem, I don't know how much money this is going to cost. If we can convert the white water raft thing into a water park, what a fantastic thing that would be. Not that far from downtown, not far from the base, if we could just do it. And I don't know how that would be done. I'm not an engineer, but if we could convert it, forget that rafting crap, convert it into a water park. Okay. So, we'll see. They have all those hands coming out of the ground and slave quarters, and the back is what's that? Depressant. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, but if we can only live in the past for so long, Black Rose. Our kids don't know nothing about that. To them, it is merely a place in history. Hell, I was born in 57. I barely know anything about it except being called the N-word and seeing my mother being mistreated sometimes. I got that part. But again, we need to look for the future. The past is gone. You can't bring it back. You can't change it. It's in the books. It is in the psyche of America. It is in the fabric of everything we do. Okay. So again, our kids need to look at something with visionary eyes. Right now, we have sight, but we don't seem to have vision. And no is easy. No is easy. You want to run 2 miles a day? Nope. That's easy. Start running the 2 miles though, and you'll see it helps you. So again, no, I don't like doing 2 mile runs. It's easy to say no because it is the refuge of a coward. We got to learn how to say yes and then make our yeses mean what they mean. Okay. Anyway, have a great day. We good? Thank L. Milliner for showing up. What do you call this? What do you call this place? He called it the overseer. Sometimes he think he is an overseer. But anyway, enough of that. So, what is the lessons of life? The past looks better in the present because while going through the storms of life, it is very difficult to see the path. And once we get through it, once the clouds are clear, we are thankful that we have made it this far, thus far. And these are the lessons of life for today, which is the 19th day, I believe, of 19th day? 19th day of August. Man, the election will be here soon, man. What's up with that? Anyway, let me bring it back up here. Okay, there we go. Lesson of life. All right, I gotta go. We'll see you later, alligator. And we're gonna redo this show later on today, probably about 1 o'clock or so. So if you want to come back later on and check it out, you can, because we're gonna redo it. Gotta have conversation about this thing. At first, I was against it too, but again, it's like running the 2-mile run. If you ask me if I want to run 2 miles, no. But do I need to run the 2 miles to stay in shape? Yes. Okay. So let's go. Shake our hand, shake it off. Time to get some grits. Thanks for joining me.